It's a great day with that dark stuff, filling up my favorite cup. How you Coffeelin? How you Coffeelin? How you Coffeelin now? Yeah.
Well, it's another early morning for me. I've trimmed my beard and perhaps, first of all, it's just I wanted to get rid of all that hair, but also to maybe celebrate the 40th episode now of How You Coffeelin, the Sean Kemp episode. But the place Sean Kemp did not play basketball at was Dallas. He was never a Maverick. But today we'll be enjoying yet again another bag of coffee from our friends at Black Coffee in Fort Worth, over in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And this is their medium roast blend known as the Eastsider. Now, the previous episode, which I'll link at the end, I reviewed Polly, great dark roast from them. I did not know why they called it Polly. As it turns out, that's the neighborhood in Fort Worth where they're in. And I can only assume that Eastsider, again, a geographical names that they're on the east side of Fort Worth. So the tasting notes here they list are apricot, lemon, peanut, and toffee. Interesting blend there of flavors. I'll let you know, back in the day when I'm wearing my Ohio State sweatshirt, back in the day when I lived in Columbus, some 15 years ago, I used to live near Kenny Road Market. Shout out to them, a great place to get a variety of different alcohol. And anyway, at Kenny Road Market, they had discounted beer that was apricot beer. So, you're 22, you just spend your weekends getting drunk with your moron friends, and there's nothing better than getting a bunch of discounted beer to pregame with. So, rather than Natty Light, I was pregaming with this random apricot beer. Anyway, the main point of that is, I don't want to eat apricots anymore. It totally threw off my ability to enjoy the apricot, drinking that horrible, horrible beer. Anyway, peanuts, lemon, and toffee, that I can still enjoy, but we'll see if the apricot has a negative effect on my enjoyment of Eastsider. That's my own personal thing. I'll try not to bring that to my review of Eastsider. So let's go ahead and try it. I'm ready to have a cup of coffee now, this early in the morning. Well, certainly a solid medium blend. It goes down smoothly. Again, the notes and the tastes from it, maybe I threw myself off a bit. Talking about apricots so much and getting a little freaked out at the possibilities of apricot. But the fruitiness is in there, that apricot, that lemon. And yeah, I feel like that comes a little bit more through than the peanut and the toffee of the flavors. And as somebody who, as you've probably sensed, tend to review more dark roasts, and so that's had an effect on my palate. I tend to enjoy a darker roast coffee, a fuller bodied coffee, and a coffee that has more of those components that are like a toffee or a chocolate or peanut, as opposed to the fruitier blends, where I'd like that to be a little more subtle than to be, you may recall my review on Misty Fjords, where I found that just disgusting how lemony it was. In this case, the cider is solid. Again, if you're in the mood for medium roast, if you're in the mood for that kind of more fruitiness, I think you'll enjoy this coffee. So, for me, it was great just supporting Black Coffee Fort Worth, and obviously they had two blends to offer, Polly and Eastsider. I'm not going to not try both of them in an order. Of the two, though, I would prefer the Polly, but again, I'm more of a dark roast drinker. Nevertheless, in the Eastsider, a solid choice, smooth and enjoyable. I'll still enjoy this cup of coffee this morning. What's most important is finding those local coffee shops all across the country. It was a pleasure finding Black Coffee Fort Worth, so I encourage you, check them out, check out their website, and put an order in as well. As I mentioned before in the previous review, it'll probably run you with shipping to about $20 a bag, but it's worth it if you really enjoy coffee and you can preserve it just having it be your weekend cup of coffee, something along those lines, to really savor and enjoy your money's worth out of it. But again, positive review towards black coffee in Fort Worth. Keep supporting them and other local shops across the country. That's my plan, hopefully, going forward here with How You Coffeelin. But as you've seen, sometimes I get desperate and get into some more commercial blends or whatever the hell the grocery store might have. So to answer the question, how you coffeelin? The Rain Man is raining down a smooth medium roast. I mentioned the Rain Man purely because I mentioned Sean Kemp earlier, and that was his nickname. Now Sean Kemp's opened a bunch of marijuana dispensaries, which, given the trajectory of his basketball career, totally makes sense.
How you coffeelin now? Yeah.